Design of monopole antenna in Hfss for the application of 2.4 GHz frequency. And we will assign parameters to the dimension of this monopole antenna, and finally we will add a sweep to the parameters like length of this monopole and radius of this monopole. Let's see how the results are getting changed by parameterizing. First I will take cylinder for monopole antenna. Here is x and y axis 0 and z axis will be little above from 0 as a gap between the monopole and ground plane, which is variable which has a parameter pg. Gap value is 0.837 mm. Press OK. MR as a monopole radius. Millimeter. Next is monopole length, which is 27 mm. Press OK. After that press OK. You can see that we have monopole antenna. Now I will create a ground plane. Ideally the infinite ground plane, but here is not possible to select an infinite plane. I will add variable as a PL, parameter as a PL for ground plane dimension, which is 85 mm. Now here I will change into dimension into PL. Press OK. We have finite ground plane. Here is a space between this monopole and ground plane. I will draw a port here. For that I will change into axis into YZ axis. Take a rectangle and I will draw a rectangle. Here is at the middle axis will be the radius of monopole in negative direction. Similarly, y-axis dimension this much. Z-axis will be the gap between the monopole and ground plane. Press OK. Here you can see that we have a port. Now I am going to assign material to this monopole as a perfect conductor PC Similarly, ground plane as a perfect T. And finally, I am going to assign excitation as a lump port to this rectangle to give the excitation to this monopole antenna so that we can observe the radiation pattern and radiation direction of this monopole. From here you can check the excitation. It is correctly assigned. Now I am going to change axis into XY axis and I am going to create a box that will cover this monopole antenna so that we can measure the radiation in between this box. I am going to add the variables for x-axis. All values should be 2 mm for covering this monopole antenna. I have changed this parameter to this one. Yes, okay. Now I am going to check assign boundary to this box as a radiation. Now I am check the validation. Similarly, if you want to know the parameters, I have used the values of those parameters. From here, design property you can check. Now adding the frequency setup, 2.4 GHz. Number of passes should be 15. Now I am going to add frequency sweep. Operating frequency is 2.4. So I am selecting the range from 1.9 to 3.1. Number of passes this, and also you can check this and press OK. After that I will check the validation check. After saving this project, I am going to analyze. Now I am going to check the result. Matching is not quite good. We will improve the matching. This is the operating band of this monopole antenna, whose range is 2.37 to 2.78. Now let's check the far field radiation pattern. This is, we have radiation pattern, the direction of radiating. Now I am going to check the 3D polar plot. Now I can check the for directivity. Now let's check the E field plot. Here, magnitude and vector of E. Now check the animation of this monopole. If you want to add the sweep in the parameter, you can do that in Optimatrix. From here, first I will add a sweep in monopole length. The original length, the operating frequency 2.4 is 2.7. We can check the result from 20 to 50 millimeter for a step size of 4. From here you can this is parameterized result, plots value for different length of this monopole at 20 millimeter, 24 millimeter, 28. In this way you can check the best matching of this and best shifting of frequency to the exact operating resonance frequency that you want from this monopole. Similarly, we will add we can add the sweep in radius of this monopole. After checking validation, we can analyze this project and we will see the parameterized sweep result of this monopole antenna.